Hey guys, happy Thursday. Hey, hey, hey. Let me see. I'm a few minutes behind. I am. Hey Henny. Good afternoon, Henny. Hey Mickey Jor. Hey Gail. Spins. Lee's running errands, but he's here. Sorry, no lunch table today until I get home. No worries, Lee. You do your thing. Hey, Lauren. Good to see you back. Hey, Miss Steffi. Ooh, warming up lunch for Aiden. Drowsiness is kicking in, so I don't know how long I'll hang after I have food in my tummy. Oh, Steph. I hope you get some good rest today. Hey, JB. I see you backstage, ma'am. Gail and Sherry. Hey, hey. Oh, hey, Alyssa, the diamond painting accountant. Hello. Working or lurking from work this afternoon. Alyssa, I actually have a question for you. If you can private message me, I just have one singular question for you. Has nothing to do with YouTubey things or nothing like that, but I was getting my coffee, Lee. Hi. Margaret, hey Margaret. Let me see. Alyssa, well, I'll tell you what, why don't I just message you? That would probably be the easiest. I'll do that momentarily. JB, ma'am, are you ready to come up? We got some stuff to get into today. Chad Daybell. His trial starts, we've been talking about Chad Daybell. Hey, ma'am.
Hi.
Look at you. I didn't know you could bring yourself up. That's cool.
I can.
Nice.
Hi.
That's good to know for future reference. Nice.
I know, right?
Yes. Looks like I need to be giving QB the keys, right?
She needs the access.
I didn't know you could do that. That's pretty awesome. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, yes, we have Chad Daybell trial coming up April 1st. Now, I don't know, I don't know that they were supposed to have already started jury selection. I don't know if they've done that yet or not, or if that's going to be on the 1st. But I know they said a while back they were starting jury selection early.
Lee has breaking news.
Lee, well, hey, Jenny, before you start, can I get into my breaking news real quick? It's all in text, so you don't need me on. Okay. Breaking news.
Yes, we like breaking news, as long as it's good news.
Oh, I hope you got some good news, Lee.
I hope so, too.
Please let it be the news that I'm thinking it might be.
Right.
Oh, for the love of God, Lee, hurry up and spit it out. You got me on pins and needles, bro.
Yeah, now we're all on pins and needles. We need the info, Lee.
Oh, got coffee.
I got cold coffee right now.
Lee, sir.
Right?
You need to text faster than that. Sure.
The Spins comment.
Lenore had her iron infusion today. While she was there, she found out her biopsy test came back negative. Thank you. I said because I was thinking like positive results. That is good news. Yes. Yeah.
Yay! That's
Oh,
awesome
thank
news.
God. Thank God. That's the results that that's when you said breaking news. I was like, okay.
Right?
Oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
We need some good news around here, and that's some really, really good news.
That is good news. I'm so happy for her. I'm so happy for her. Yay. And I get to celebrate with her sweet voice tonight, too.
Yay.
Oh, it's right there, Jenny. Take a look. Take a look where? Where? Where am I looking?
Right?
Absolutely,
Sure.
Sherry.
Yep. Celebrate with Alive. Yep.
Celebrate good times. Come on.
You sing that
There's
way
a
better than me.
party going on around here. Oh, did you send me something on Instagram or something maybe?
I don't know.
Gonna want to sing for, I know, right, Steph? Absolutely.
Right.
Party. Ah, that is such good news, Lee. I'm so happy. Big hugs to you. Big hugs to Lenore.
Most definitely.
Yes. Ah.
Y'all have to forgive
That
me. I'm eating my Snickers bars right now.
ah, are you hangry?
Mm-hmm. After dealing with that office today, most definitely.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeesh. Hey,
Yeah.
Lisa, good to see you popping in, dearie. Dearie. Good. Good news today. All right. Sent it in Leopard Leatherworks Discord channel and on Sophie's channel, but I needed to make sure I put it out here too. So there you go. Thank you, Lee. I'm
Awesome.
so happy. Mm, so happy for her and you. I know that's a big weight lifted off your shoulders for sure. Steph's eating pizza puffs and cheese sticks. Oh, that sounds amazing. That sounds amazing.
Right.
Okay, so um JB, Chad Daybell.
Yes.
I've got
Yes.
a um are you excited about this trial coming up?
I am. I am. Actually,
Mm,
because they got Lori. Now they need to get Chad.
yeah, and do you know that and you guys that aren't familiar, we're going to dive into it in a timeline sort of thing, in a trial preparation, like getting you acquainted with Chad Daybell and who Lori is and all that.
Yeah, because I
Um,
do. They go together. The both of them
they
they go
do.
together. They are a married couple.
Yeah, they're married for sure. Um, they go together like peanut butter and jelly, right?
Yeah.
Vomit. Ugh.
Bleh.
Blech. More so, they go together like oil and or water and gasoline or oil and gasoline or however you say that.
Gasoline a
Um,
match. You know.
yeah, definitely need a match for that. Oh, okay. I was lagging. I'm sorry, Lee. I'm glad that I got the news. So, I know, right, Steph? This channel's had it rough lately, so we need a good news to turn things around.
Very much so.
Yes, leave a thumbs up. If you're here and you're here and you're here and you're here, give us a thumbs up. We would love it. Um, kind of helps push us out into the recommendeds for other people to come hang out. So yeah,
Yes. It comes out. It spreads it into the ether, as they say.
into the ether.
Ether. Mm-hmm.
Steph says they're both running the same crazy hamster wheel. Oh, right. Her smirk. I know, right, Margaret? Ugh.
Yes.
Okay, no worries, Lee. Thank you for the update. And Miss Lenore, if you can hear our voices, we are so happy for you.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So happy for you. All right. Um, I, as far as Chad goes, well, what I was going to say is Chad's trial starts April the 1st. And I just heard yesterday, um, that Lori may be called to testify.
Yeah.
Now, I know that there's been discussion here before about the whole like if they're are they still legally married?
Yes. As far as I know, yep.
Okay.
All my
Um
document searches I've ever done on Chad never pulls up a divorce. But also too, in their religion, divorce is very frowned upon.
right. Um I'm just wondering how can they force her to testify or would she want to do it on her own accord?
Depending on the circumstances.
Yeah. Um Margaret said I read jury selection started on 325, so I'm sure they're ready to go. I hope so.
Hmm.
Uh, Steph says Lori's been divorced 11 times already. What's another one? Ay,
Well,
ay, 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 ay.
I
Well, I
know
mean,
two of her husbands have died.
that's what I was getting ready to say. At least this one's not dead. He's just in jail. So
Mm,
there's that. I'm telling you, this story between this Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell story, this is one thing I've said. This is the story where literally they walk by you and people drop like flies. They just
yeah,
die
that ain't no
left,
joke.
right, and center. They die everywhere. I mean, everywhere. Kind
Hmm.
of reminds me of the whole Alex Murdaugh. It's like the housekeeper, everybody, you know.
Yep. Yep.
Um, but I do have. Let me find it. This is an article that I found on CBS News, and it's kind of like a lengthy little timeline of important information, and it explains in a quick, down and dirty, roundabout way who Lori is, who Chad is, who the key players are, how they're connected. So we're gonna dive into that.
Also,
Let
too,
me.
Jenny, I have the indictment pulled up too.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. Let me see if I can find that. This is the right one. All right. So this is the article, okay? And it's from cbsnews.com. Um so it just starts out saying that today people know Lori Vallow Daybell as the so-called doomsday mom, stemming from coverage of her children's disappearance and deaths. She's been called a monster and cult mom. Lori Vallow Daybell, accused along with her husband, Chad Daybell, was sentenced to life without parole after an Idaho jury found her guilty in May of last year on all
Mm,
charges for her role in the deaths of her 16-year-old daughter, Tylee Ryan, and her 7-year-old adopted son, Joshua J.J. Vallow, and her husband's first wife, Tammy Daybell. She had pled not guilty. Um, the married couple also faces other charges related to the mysterious deaths of their former spouses. Both pleaded not guilty. So that's just a precursor. Okay. This is Lori and her previous husband, Charles.
yeah.
Now, this is pre Chad. This is before she meets Chad. Okay. So Lori had been married a couple, I don't know how many times to be honest, but
Her
her most,
marriage to Chad was the fifth marriage.
okay. Well, her previous marriage prior to Chad was to this gentleman named Charles Ballow. Um, and they were married in 2006. Um, Lori married businessman Charles Vallow. Friends say it appeared to be a happy marriage. Together, the couple was raising Tylee Ryan, Lori's daughter from a previous marriage. And then in 2014, JJ joins the family. So this is a picture of JJ with Lori.
And he was the cutest little button of a boy.
I know,
He
right?
really was.
Mm, so cute. Um, Lori and Charles Vallow adopted JJ. So JJ is the grandson of Charles's sister.
Hmm.
Um, and Charles's sister is Kay Woodcock.
No, Kay is the grandmother. That's Charles's mom and dad. Kay Woodcock. That's his mom.
Okay. That's Charles's.
Charles's mother is Kay Woodcock,
Okay.
I believe. Wait a minute.
It said he was the grandson of Charles's sister.
Grandson of Charles's sister. Yes. Yeah. So Charles's sister. Okay. So they would have been the great grandparents. Would Kay
Kay
would
and
have been
Larry?
Kay and Larry Woodcock would have been their great is JJ's great grandparents.
Okay, okay. See, the whole time I thought they were his grandparents.
That's what I was.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I don't remember that. I mean, this is a multi-year. I mean,
Right, I know. I
to
know.
really know the story, you got to go way back.
Um JJ had JJ had autism. Um and this says that April Raymond, who was Lori's friend, says that Lori was patient and an ideal mother for JJ. Um there's a picture here that isn't showing, but this says someone, I can't pronounce this name, met the Vallow family when they lived in Arizona. She says that Tylee, the teenage girl, embraced her role as a big sister, that
Talking about
Tylee
that.
even jokingly, okay, referred to JJ as her own child. So I know there was a lot of testimony about how um, Tylee, this here is Tylee, and this is JJ, and this is Lori. But there was a lot of talk in Lori's trial about how Tylee, like, pretty much just mother henned JJ. Like, he loved her and she loved him, you know. Um, Sometime around 2017, relatives say Lori, her relationship with her children had changed. Her friends say that she had been reading the books of doomsday author Chad Daybell. Chad Daybell, this is where he's introduced. Daybell, who wrote several fiction books about preparing for the end of the world, lived outside Rexburg, Idaho. Um, in 2018, Lori and Chad meet. Um,
I'm back.
okay. So Lori and Chad end up meeting at because he was said that he was a had written fiction books, you know, about prepping for end times and all of that. Um, but he also believed a lot of what he wrote as like truth. And he would be like called to speak at these different conferences, like um, doomsday prepper kind of conferences or um,
Religious.
religious, like end of times conferences, things like that. He was very well known in the Mormon faith.
Hmm.
They would have different conventions and stuff. The Mormons are well known for having like all kinds of conventions and conferences throughout the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was invited to attend and speak at a lot of these on the topics that he, you know, talked about, which had a lot to do with the prepping and that kind of thing. Um, but in 2018, Lori meets Chad. So she ends up going to one of these conferences and with a friend, Melanie, um,
Yeah.
and they end up going to his um,
He's,
session or whatever you want to call
yep.
it, um, and then they meet each other like afterwards. I think she has him like sign a book or something because she'd been reading his books, right? But in 2018, it says Lori met Chad. Lori's friends say there was a connection between the two, and they began doing religious podcasts together. Um, Daybell was also married together with his wife Tammy. Tammy Daybell and Chad Daybell. They raised 5 children together. Lori's friend Melanie later says that she heard Chad Daybell and Lori talking about zombies in air quotes. Like zombies, right?
Mm-hmm.
People whose souls were replaced by dark spirits. Lori's former friend April Raymond told 48 Hours News that Lori started referring to her husband, Charles Vallow, as a demon. I can't tell you how hard my eyes are rolling right now.
There's a famous body cam footage of when Charles was trying to get back in the house, and he was letting the officer know that Lori was claiming he was a demon.
Yeah. Wasn't
So
that the that was at a hotel, wasn't it?
no, I'm talking. No, no, no. That was at their house, the one that she had
Okay.
before she moved in the house where he was ultimately killed at.
Hmm. Okay. For some reason, I thought it was at a hotel. I thought he had
Mm-mm.
like,
No, because she locked him out of the house,
yeah,
or she took off, or something along that lines. I believe she took off, and he couldn't get into the house, and he had called police.
yeah. But yeah, he begs the police. He literally is like, "This something." And he tells the police in that body cam footage. He's like, "She's crazy.
She's
She's
crazy.
threatening me. I'm worried about the kids.
Mm-hmm.
All these things. She's saying I'm evil. She's like, she needs help."
Yep.
Um. Oh well, here you go. 2019, seeking help. Look,
Mm-hmm.
January 31st, 2019, Charles Vallow was seen on police body cam video telling officers his wife had become unhinged.
That was one of the times.
Yeah. I remember this. In 2019, Charles Vallow became worried about Lori and he went to the police with his concerns. He told them Lori believed she was a god preparing for the end of days. He also said Lori had threatened to murder him. Um, and then February 2019, Charles Vallow's fears. So this is a beautiful picture of Tylee.
Oh, yep.
And this is an early picture of JJ. He's young there.
Yeah, he's a little baby in that one. I mean, he was a
Uh-huh.
baby overall, but that's baby
Right.
picture.
Yeah. So sweet. So sweet. Hey, Mary Lou. Watching from the break room, are you? Oh.
Ah,
Steph, I believe that.
hmm.
She said he was trying to attract a crazy harem of
Mm-hmm.
peaches. Lori took it to another level, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, JJ is Charles's nephew. Well, I don't know
Great.
why I was thinking great nephew, but yeah.
Yeah. Great nephew.
Okay. So they were the grandparents. Their child had JJ, and Charles adopted him.
Hmm. Great nephew. No, there would have been one more.
Uh,
Chad's, I believe it's Chad's sister's grandchild.
Charles.
Charles, sorry. Charles's sister's grandchild. So then, therefore, it would have been um, the Woodcocks's great grandchild. Therefore, also Charles's great nephew.
I get
That made
confused.
no sense.
They were related.
Yeah.
Larry and Kay were his grandparents, great grandparents, whatever. They were his. I
Bloodline.
thought that Kay was in my mind, I thought Kay was Charles's sister, and I thought that it was one of Charles's sisters or sisters' daughters that had the
Mm,
kid,
hold on.
had JJ. Anyway, okay,
Yeah.
let's move.
Either
Let's
way.
move
Either way.
on. Okay. I'm sure I could find a family tree at some point. We'll do that. Okay. So, Charles Vallow. Oh, hold on just a second. My husband's home. Hold on just a second.
Hi, Dale.
I'll be right back.
All right, y'all. Sorry about that. Yeah, Steph. I just seen the same thing too. Kay is Charles's sister. Sorry. I'm kind of still out in left field, y'all. Y'all have to forgive me. Y'all have to forgive me. Let's see. Does anybody else know about the case? I know some people kind of heard a little bit back when it first broke, and then it kind of went by the, kind of got lost in the ether. Steph over there doing my job. She's googly. Yeah, it is hard to keep everything straight, Steph.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Hi.
Hi. Uh, Dale's home for the long weekend, and for Easter weekend, he's already off work for the week, and he was running some errands in town, and he just popped in here
Mm-hmm.
real quick.
Gotta love long weekends.
I know it. It's the best. Um, yeah, his name was changed, Margaret. You're right. They did change his name.
Mm-hmm. That I do know.
Oh, wow, Lisa, you haven't heard of the Lori Vallow Daybell, Chad Daybell? There are
I
a
was
lot of moving parts and pieces.
a bunch, a bunch. And you
Mm.
were right, Jenny. Kay is Charles's sister.
Oh, okay, really?
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yep.
Good to know. Um, Yay, Steph. Uh, Spring break. Everybody's got to love spring break.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did last week.
I know, right? Um, Charles Vallow filed for divorce from Lori. In court documents, Charles expressed that he feared for his and the children's safety. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, July 2019, a death investigation. Hold on a minute. Let me send you this link, JB.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to send it in. Let me see if I can send it in back chat.
Mm-hmm.
So that way you can open it and kind of maybe um, go through and take over
Yeah.
this part if
July
you want.
2019. Yeah. I gotta let it load. I had to actually close tabs on my computer because it was running so slow.
Oh, I'm sorry. And then I throw another tab at you. Here's
No,
another one, JB.
you're good. You're good. It's my computer.
Mm.
Let's see here. All right. So, July 2019, a death investigation. Charles Vallow went to the house where Lori Vallow was living with the children in Chandler, Arizona. Charles was supposed to drop their son JJ off at school, but when he went inside the home, Charles was shot to death by Lori's brother, Alex Cox. Cox told the police that Lori and Charles got into a fight. Alex claimed he was protecting his sister and shot Charles in self defense. Lori and Tylee, who both say they heard the shooting, told similar stories of self defense. September 2019, Lori Vallow moved closer to Chad Daybell. She relocated her kids to Rexburg, Idaho. Lori's brother, Alex Cox, moved into the same apartment complex.
This is when it starts getting super weird, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it was super weird when Lori met Chad and
Oh,
that
yeah, me too.
relationship evolved. I think that's when it really started getting weird.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like, I don't know. I mean, this is when this is when the bad stuff starts happening is at this time point. I mean, at this point, because look, like, now you've got Lori and Chad together,
Mm-hmm.
and then they pull her brother Alex into the mix.
Which
And
Alex was notably devoted to Lori
he was,
from
yeah.
even childhood ages.
Yeah, totally. And he was like, once he got involved with Chad, he became a like hardcore Chad worshiper, you know? And I don't know. I just feel like the whole thing got weird
Mm-hmm.
um
Mm-hmm.
and
Very much so.
violent at this part. But he goes in and he basically
Mm-hmm.
what
Yeah.
happens, let's talk real quick about the whole situation with how Charles
Yeah.
died. Okay, so Charles being
Yeah.
Lori's husband, who they get divorced, or are they even divorced? Are they in the
No,
process of
no.
divorce?
Charles dropped the divorce.
Okay.
Charles and they were just separated. From my understanding and from what I remember, that's how it was. The divorce never really actually went through.
Okay. But um they were like doing the whole back and forth thing with Tylee and JJ. Um if I remember right, this occurred at Lori's house.
Hmm.
Um and Charles was set to come pick the kids up or take JJ to school, I think.
Hmm.
Um
Yeah,
and then
he was set to take JJ to school that day.
something weird happened where he goes in. Well, here it says they got into a fight. Alex claimed he was protecting his sister. Yeah, because see, that was it. They said that Charles came in hot and was like swinging a bat or something.
Well, and one of those is because Lori actually either way, and the other would not return the phone, and therefore it got heated through that. And then Alex stepped in, being a big old bad sister or whatever, or being a big old bad sibling, I should say, protecting his sister. And at some point, um, Tylee's bat got involved,
Hmm.
and I believe Charles is the one that got the bat, and believe after that is when Lori and the kids left the house. And then during the time frame of them getting in the car is when the shot was heard.
Yeah. Okay.
And Lori never even turned around, nothing. Now,
Hmm.
Alex says, yo, he was coming at me with the bat, blah, blah, blah,
Hmm.
blah, blah. But there's evidence to believe otherwise. Hence why I
Yeah.
believe why she's facing the charges of Charles's death in Arizona currently.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, which by the way, she was found guilty of the charges against the kids and Tammy Daybell, Chad's wife, which we'll get to that in a minute. We're kind of like speeding up, like jumping ahead a second, but um, Lori faced those charges, and then now she's in Arizona, getting ready to go through um,
Charles's
another
case.
trial for Charles.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-mm-mm-mm. When does that even start?
I'm going to have to look it up.
Yeah, I'm not
Um,
positive.
I'm not 100% right now. I'm only about like 75% googly right now.
No worries. No worries. Um, but anyway, Charles is dead at this point, and it was weird because when you watch the when the police take Lori and Tylee to the police station to like interview them, Lori's like nothing. She's like meh, meh.
Oh, yeah. She's super like laid back, like no big deal. Like,
Didn't they have a pool party later that night?
yeah,
Yeah,
yep, at the
she ended up
house.
throwing a pool party at the house that night after he dies. Just like nothing. Super weird.
Mhm.
September 2019. I don't remember if you read that part.
No, I have not.
Okay. Lori moved closer to Chad Daybell. She relocated her kids to Rexburg, Idaho. Lori's brother, Alex, moved into the same apartment complex. Um, and this is when Tylee vanishes. Okay. So Lori moved closer to Chad. Um, Chad was still living at his house with his wife, but she moves, takes the kids to Rexburg. Um, Lori's brother Alex moves in with them. Now, at this point, Alex has no family of his own, right? Like he's
Right.
not married, doesn't have any kids,
Mm-mm.
nothing like that. So he just kind of like tags along um, and moves into the same complex
Complex.
as Lori's in.
And
Yeah.
actually, even the same unit building.
Yeah.
Um, to that apartment complex has a bunch of different units as far as like building wise. Like they have like 8 units to a building or whatever. And he moves into the same building that Lori's in. They're just in different spots.
Uh-huh.
Now, and it's like Steph said, there's a whole lot of background to this. This is just kind of like key points thrown out there
Mm-hmm.
to just kind of give y'all the gist. But yeah, there's a ton of background to this.
Yeah. Um, Steph's right. The backstory is massive. I mean, there's no way that like you think Delphi is in depth. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
This story with Chad and Lori is insanity. There's just
Well,
so much. There's so many people involved. Um,
yeah, because
so
we're
many moving.
we're we're completely skipping over how Alex was threatening Tylee's dad and
Hmm.
actually attacked him.
Hmm.
We're a whole bunch, but it's not really truly towards Chad's case.
Right.
So, but now if we were watching Lori Ballow's case, then yeah, we
Right.
would
We'd
need
be
all the
getting more
backstory.
into that. Yeah. On September the 8th, 2019, Tylee vanishes. Okay. This here is a picture of JJ, Tylee, and Alex, their uncle. This is at Yellowstone National Park on September the 8th, 2019. Police say this picture here is the last known photo of Tylee before she disappears.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so let me go back and look. When did Charles die?
July.
July 2019.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I got sneezing puppies.
So literally 2 months later.
Yeah, it's July 11th, I believe, is when.
2 months later, Tylee's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Lori Vallow, Tylee, JJ, and Alex Cox went to Yellowstone National Park. Police say this is where the last known photo of Tylee was taken before she vanished. Melanie Gibb, um, who's a friend of Lori's, has said that Lori had referred to Tylee as a zombie. So, first of all, we had um, Charles, she had determined was a zombie or a demon. Now, Tylee has turned into a zombie or a demon. Um, and one thing you're going to learn, I don't know if it gets into this or not, But um, Chad Daybell has this, I don't know, what would you call it? Like
The
the
what?
scale.
Oh yeah, it is this. It's the scale of light. Um, I remember this because it is this scale whether you are dark light or no, if you're dark or if you're light.
Mm-hmm.
Dark meaning the bad, the demon, the zombies. Light meaning the good. Um, and supposedly it is a combination from what Lori and Chad come up with together because he has a veil, quote unquote,
Mm-hmm.
veil to the holy or whatever it is.
The heavens,
The
or
heavens, yes.
yeah.
Um, and he's able to tell what their past were, what their former lives were, and where they're going to go in life, and whether it's
Mm-hmm.
good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
And Lori helped him come up with this scale or ranking system for it. So yeah,
It's actually cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, right?
it really is.
So she would like message him every few days and be like, "So where is, Charles on the scale today?" And he's like, "Oh, he's a 3.5, or he's a 7.9, or he's a whatever." And um they started doing this with all their family members. Like, where are they on the scale of light and dark? And once they get to the dark side,
Yeah,
they have to be
yeah. Once they
killed.
once they get to a certain point on their scale, and I believe their point was 4, there were no ways of any of them changing. Or, like, for instance, if someone was on a dark scale of 5, there was no way that they were going to become on the light scale or backtrack on that scale. But if they were at like a 2, or a 3.5, that there's a
Mhm.
possibility of them going towards the good side and flipping to the light, you know.
Right.
Yeah. And it was the same on the light side. Once they reached a certain point, and again, I believe it's 4, I'm not 100%, that there was no chances of them backtracking or going to the dark side.
Mhm.
But yet, go figure, JJ did.
Mm. She didn't like the number. She keep asking.
Hmm.
Yeah. Or she would like, as far as JJ, like, will ugh, it makes me want to vomit. Um, I'll mention that again when we get to the. I'll mention what I want to say when we get closer to JJ.
Yeah.
Um, but uh, so at this point on September the 8th, Melanie says that Lori is referred now to
We're
Tylee
at September
as the
9th.
zombie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and then on September the 9th, the morning after Tylee Ryan disappeared, investigators say that Alex Cox's cell phone GPS placed him in Chad Daybell's backyard on the property for about 2 hours. About 14 minutes after Cox's GPS showed him leaving the property, Chad texts his wife Tammy and says, "I spotted a big raccoon along the fence. I hurried and got my gun, and he was still walking along. I got close enough that one shot did the trick. He is now in our pet cemetery." Y'all,
Yeah.
y'all.
Yeah.
That was on September the 9th. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
On September the 22nd, sweet little JJ disappears. Now, this is the last known photo. This photo is JJ wearing red pajamas. This photo was taken on September the 22nd. It's what is believed to be the last known photo of the 7-year-old. He's just sitting there on the couch playing with what looks like a string and a cup.
Mm-hmm.
Just in his pajamas, you know. It's not a good picture of him. It's kind of a blown up, very pixely picture.
Mm-hmm.
But nonetheless, this was when he was last seen.
He still
Melanie
does
says that,
7-year-old.
do what, honey?
I said he's still a 7-year-old being 7.
Right. I know it. It's awful. Um, Melanie says that she and her boyfriend, David Warwick, were staying with Lori in Rexburg that weekend. On the night of September 22nd, Warwick says he saw Alex Cox carry JJ into Lori's apartment. Because remember, Alex had his apartment too. Um, he sees Alex carry JJ into Lori's apartment. But the next morning, according to Warwick, when he asked to see JJ, Lori reportedly told them that JJ was being a zombie and that Cox had to take him away. So Melanie was there with Lori at Lori's apartment, and Melanie's boyfriend, David, was with them. There were other people there too,
Yeah.
but they were like doing a podcast, I think. They were working on a podcast together. Um, and um, there was talk of them seeing Alex carry JJ into the apartment, and they thought that he was just asleep. And they're like wondering, was he asleep or was he already passed away at that moment? Had they given him something to knock him out?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, you know. And then the next day, it says the day after JJ was last seen, investigators say Alex Cox's cell phone showed that Cox returned to Chad Daybell's backyard. This time, Cox was there for only 17 minutes.
Yeah.
So now, that's 2 kids that have disappeared in just a few days' time span, couple weeks ish.
Mm-hmm.
Now, less than a month later, in October, we have another death. Do you want to read this
Yeah.
one,
Yeah,
JD?
I read it. October 19th, 2019. With Lori Vallow's children's whereabouts unknown, tragedy struck Chad Daybell's family. Daybell's wife, Tammy Daybell, died. The couple's son, Garth Daybell, said Tammy died in bed and that he and Chad called 911. The Daybell children told 48 Hours they declined an autopsy. They say the coroner told them Tammy's death appeared to be natural causes. They believe that because they believe that because they say their mother was ill health prior to her death. Now, apparently, from what I remember, is that she she had a headache or something like that when she went to bed,
Mm-hmm.
and then just never woke up, and that her health wasn't always bad, but had declined rather quickly, from what I remember. Um, she just started declining in health, and they just thought it was just that time, I guess. They never really dug into it too deep.
Mm-hmm.
And then so when she died, there wasn't really a whole lot of questions about it from the family, definitely not from Chad. So,
Mm.
mind y'all, that was on the, what was it? The October 19th.
Yeah.
Now I want to go on and read the next section.
Uh, Hold
No.
on just a second, real
Oop.
quick. I want to
Yep.
run through some of these comments.
Oh, you're fine.
Um, Sherry Bubbles Crafty Corner says this is a trigger warning, but I think there was some crazy stuff going up on upstairs in their heads.
Yeah.
I agree. Gail said creepy, and I don't know what Steph's phone is saying. Work,
I saw that a minute ago.
walk,
I was like, walk
Clement.
Clement. Okay.
And then she's like, "What the heck did my phone just say?" And then Margaret says, "God, this woman just had a culture of death around her, right?"
Mm-hmm.
So I said people drop like flies around her and him.
Yeah.
Yes, there was an attempted shooting of her prior when she was getting home from grocery shopping. Yes, yes, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Um, and we have reason to believe that that was Alex,
Yeah.
Lori's brother. We think that he tried and missed, and there was also a shooting of, or attempted shooting of, oh, it would have
Lori's
been
niece's
husband.
husband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Steph said, I meant to type utterly disgusting or something about the way Chad explained the body of Tylee in the yard, but my phone had other ideas. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. All right. Let's continue.
All right. Now, November 5th, 2019. Roughly 2 weeks later, Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell got married on a beach in Hawaii.
2 weeks after his wife dies.
Yeah,
Okay.
2 weeks. Later that month, JJ's grandmother, Kay Woodcock, asked police to check on JJ's welfare. Woodcock says she was concerned and hadn't heard from JJ in months.
Oh my God.
And I'm
So,
assuming the last time she heard from him was back in July before Charles passed.
yeah, can we just like stop for a second? And so it's sad. It's really, really sad because there's video footage, okay? And it gives me goosebumps and it makes me really sick at my stomach, even thinking about this. And I completely forgotten about it. But
Hmm.
there is like video footage of JJ FaceTiming with Kay and Larry.
Mm-hmm.
And JJ had autism, and he was pretty what do I want to say? He was pretty far down on the spectrum, so to speak,
Yeah.
right? And Kay and Larry especially, uh, had, and Larry wasn't even JJ's biological grandfather,
Mm-mm.
right?
Right. From what I understand, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think that Larry was his biological grandfather, but he loved that boy.
Oh, what did he ever? Now, I don't know if anybody else knows this or not, but the Woodcocks, Kay and Larry actually took care of JJ for his first few years in life
Mhm.
before Charles and Lori adopted him.
Mhm.
So they are well established in JJ's life.
Yeah.
Extremely well established.
Um it just coming from me from having a kiddo on the autism spectrum,
Mm-hmm.
and having, watched Eli grow up with certain people in his life that are very good with him in that way,
Mm-hmm.
I just really connect to the relationship that Larry had with JJ.
Oh, most definitely.
Um, and it was very special.
Mm-hmm.
Um, um, Let me see. Steph is throwing in some really good nuggets. I love this.
Mm-hmm.
She says, and the rings were purchased with Charles' Amazon account. Yes.
Yeah.
Who
Yep.
had been dead for months.
Yeah.
Charles had been dead for months now. And she literally used his Amazon account to purchase wedding rings for her and
Chad,
Chad.
which were purchased before Tammy's death.
Yeah, they were purchased before Tammy's death.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, he definitely did need a lot of support, Steph. He absolutely did. JJ did.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but anyway, I just wanted to stop and talk about that little bit of that relationship between Larry and JJ, because it was something special.
Yeah, it was. They were close. They were really, really close. Like I
Yeah.
said, they took care of JJ for the first few years of life,
Hmm. And
and
then
I
they were
think
older. They were
they
older.
were. They were. And I think that's the only reason why they even adopted JJ out, or that
Hmm.
JJ was even adopted, was because of the fact that they were on the elderly side and JJ was going to need a lot of attention, a lot
Hmm.
of support. His needs were going to be very demanding
Right.
as he grew up.
Yeah.
So,
Um, and one thing, I'll go ahead and say this now because this was something I was thinking of earlier too. So, with the whole Lori saying, that Charles, her husband at that time, was um, a demon, um, and then said that, or zombie, you can interchange those words, um, or, and that Tylee had turned into a zombie slash demon. Now she begins to say the same thing about JJ. And when she's talking about JJ being a demon or turning into a zombie, the things that she is saying that's causing her to say that are things
they're like things that
that
normal kids would, any kid would do.
any kid
Any
would do.
any kid, like sitting on that couch playing with that cup and that string, just like that photo showed. That would be signs of something. She would be like, "Oh, that's a zombie thing," and oh, big
Well,
old
there was
uproar.
one thing in particular that she said though that made it, so she had said at one point that JJ was acting like an animal and was climbing on the countertops and climbing on top of the refrigerator and stuff like that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And that because of those behaviors, that was him turning into a zombie, like he was out of control. Okay, he's a 7-year-old boy for one thing.
Right.
7-year-old rambunctious little boy. Second of all, kids with autism think that they are superheroes, okay?
That ain't no lie.
And you know what? They are superheroes, let's just say that. They believe that's not uncommon for a
Mm-mm.
kid to do that.
No.
And, I don't know, maybe she kept the cereal boxes on top of the refrigerator and he was climbing up there to get a snack. I don't know. But that does not equate to, that
No.
does not a zombie or a demonic spirit make. Sorry.
Mm-mm. Not by any means. I gotta. Well, let's see here. One, two. It'd be my third cousin, and he's autistic,
Hmm.
and he's a year or 2 years behind my boy, and he's pretty high. Like he's got a lot of needs,
Hmm.
but and that's one of his things is he loves to be a superhero, and he'll act like
Hmm.
it. He's Spider Man or he's Sonic or whoever, right? And just
Mhm.
my little boy does the same thing, and to
Right.
see two of them together and they're both superheroes. I mean, that's just, yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. I mean, the way that she kind of made it sound was that he was like a rabid dog, you
Hmm.
know, clomping around on the countertops and climbing on top of the refrigerator and like acting like a wild animal or something. And,
Yeah.
I don't know.
When
It
was
was
the last time you
pretty
fed him,
gross,
Lori?
right? Give the daggone kid a popsicle.
Right. Get off the podcast and feed your kid.
Ugh. Um, this here is the missing kids from the. I'm assuming this is the Nick Neck Foundation.
Hmm.
The missing and exploited children. Uh, but this is the picture of both Josh JJ and Tylee. Um, and it gives their dates here missing since September 23rd, 2019. Um, and it says the same thing for
Kylie.
Tylee. They give them the same dates, but actually, I think that they didn't because what happened was once they found out JJ was missing or they couldn't find him anywhere, they weren't able to. Like they kept asking Lori. Lori kept telling stories. Oh, he's with my friend. Oh, he's over here. Oh, he's with the grandparents. Oh, blah 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 blah. Um, and the police were looking into it, and they're like, we checked with the grandparents, and they said that he's not there. And
That was my
then
favorite one, though. She tried to say that she was, oh, JJ's with his grandparents. But Kay's the one who called.
right, right,
She's the one who made the initial report of a welfare check needed. So
yeah,
when she told them that, they knew something was up.
disgusting.
It
But
is.
whenever they started looking for JJ, then they were like, okay, well, we haven't seen or heard from Tylee, and Tylee's there's another kid that Lori has. He's old. He's the oldest of the three.
Hmm.
Um, and he was really close with Tylee, and he's like, I'm getting messages from Tylee on my phone, but these messages do not sound like they're coming from her, and I haven't like physically seen her since blah blah blah. And so when push comes to shove, then they're like, okay, Tylee's really missing because Lori was saying that Tylee had gone off to college somewhere, and that's why nobody could
Hmm.
see her, you know.
Now,
And it
mind
was
you,
a lot.
too, both these kids, their parents are gone. Their father figure is passed, so they're receiving a monthly check.
Mhm.
Chad's gone. Or not, Charles is gone, so JJ's getting one. And by this time, Tylee's dad had actually passed. Therefore, she
Mhm.
was getting a check.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
so, it's getting a little
Um
payday.
yeah, she was enjoying her little payday.
Hmm.
Tylee was 5 foot. Looks like 5'0". Can't read that. It's too small. And 160 pounds. And then JJ is 4 foot tall and 50 pounds. Brown eyes and brown hair. And Tylee had blonde hair and blue eyes. Um,
Yeah.
do you want to
Yeah.
continue reading?
Oh,
Okay.
Rexburg police went to Lori Vallow Daybell's house looking for JJ. Police say Vallow Daybell lied to them, claiming that JJ was safe and staying in Arizona with her friend Melanie Gibb. At first, Gibb wasn't forthcoming about JJ's whereabouts, but later called police and told them JJ hadn't been with her. While Rexburg police attempted to locate JJ, Investigators soon realized that his sister, Tylee Ryan, was also missing and launched a nationwide search for the children.
Ugh.
And yeah, that's like everything you just went over. Um, December 2019, while investigators search for the missing children, Lori and Chad Daybell traveled back to Hawaii. In December 2019, Fremont County Sheriff's investigators grew suspicious about Tammy Daybell's death. They exhumed her body and conducted an autopsy. That same month, Lori's brother, Alex Cox, died in Arizona. It was determined he died of natural causes.
I still call BS on that. I still call
Oh,
BS.
I still do.
So, okay, we're going to get into a little bit of a chit chat here.
Yeah.
Um, I so they traveled back to Hawaii, okay. And then investigators grew suspicious about Tammy's death. They exhumed her body to do the autopsy the same month. Like literally I don't even know exactly how long it wasn't very long after they exhumed her body that he died. It was like a
Right.
couple days or a few days later.
Yeah, it was not far after that.
Mm-mm. And Alex, keep in mind, is Lori's brother, the one that shot and killed her husband Charles, and the one who carried JJ up the stairs that day. Then that the friend's boyfriend thought that he was asleep. Um, he was the one that was in the picture with JJ and Tylee when they were at Yellowstone. The one that moved into the apartment uh, complex with, this is Alex.
Hmm.
He dies.
Like
So
gone out.
he is they haven't really gotten into a lot of detail about Alex other than just these few things, but there's a whole backstory to Alex as well.
Hmm.
In the mean in it throughout the months, okay, let it, and I don't know if it says anything about it or not, but in the few months prior to this, they sort of Chad and Lori sort of throw upon Alex this female that goes to the church they do and that
Hmm.
believes the same way they do in the zombie things and all that, right?
Hmm.
Can't remember what her name is, but they end up introducing them, and her and Alex get married.
Within like a very, very short time
Yeah,
of knowing each other. We're talking like maybe a couple months of that.
yeah.
I don't even think it was that long.
I don't either. I
I
don't
think it
think it
was a
was that
couple weeks.
maybe. They didn't know each other very long and they got married. Okay. Um uh what was I gonna say? Oh, so Alex is living in, I think he's moved at this point into the house with his wife,
In
or she
Arizona.
moved into the apartment with him. I can't remember, but the wife had, Alex's wife at this time, had gone to work and gets a phone call from her son. She's got an older son. And he's like, "You got to come home. Something's wrong with Alex. Alex is dead or he's dying or something."
Yeah.
Um, and come to find out, he had died like in the bathroom or something. And they
Yeah.
said it was of natural causes. Um, like it was,
They said he had some kind of condition, I believe. I don't remember what that was. I'd have to go back and look into it. But I don't believe in it. Not one bit.
they said that whatever he died from, they did toxicology or whatever. And they said there was absolutely zero like poisons,
Right.
uh, in his body. There was like, they said, I think it was a heart
Yeah.
issue or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they literally said that whatever he died from there was zero foul play. There was nothing connected. It was completely natural. I just still do not believe it. Um, maybe he had COVID. I don't know. Um, I'm serious. I'm being serious. I
Yeah.
know that COVID was going, or maybe because they did say that he had traveled to Mexico days
Mm-hmm.
before this to get medicine for whatever he was going through. He had been sick with something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm not buying it.
Mm-mm.
Um, I feel like in my heart that Chad and Lori was like, uh, he's done all of the dirty deeds we need him to do. Now we're going to get rid of him.
Yeah.
That's how I
Yeah.
feel.
I think it was it's either that, something along that line, or literally the guilt of knowing what he had done.
Oh, and that he done something to himself.
Mm-hmm.
I did think
Or it
about
just
that.
caused a broken heart. I mean, if you think about it, because um, they do say that people can die of a quote unquote broken heart, but it's just it's a when they lose a significant other or family members or things along that line, it really puts a strain on the body.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing the fact that he had something to do with his little niece and his little nephew, and he was the one who caused that.
Yeah.
You know, those are my two suspicions. It's one of the two. Because I
Uh,
mean, let's see here.
I might need to do a little bit of a breaking story when we're done with this because there's another little kid missing.
Oh no!
4-year-old.
Oh crap! Oh, I'm pulling it up.
Says Ariel is described as a Hispanic male who stands 3 feet 1 inch tall, weighs around 37 pounds. Police said his mother has been located, but the child's whereabouts remain unclear. Um, anyone with information on his whereabouts should contact 911. And it says something about crime scene tape is around the apartment where they live.
Yeah, this is a boy. Police in Washington are searching for a 4-year-old boy, Everett boy. So this is Everett, Washington.
Mm-hmm. Ariel Garcia was last seen with a family member at around 7 a.m. Wednesday while leaving an apartment in the 4800 block of Vesper Drive along Evergreen Way, south of downtown Everett. Police believe the boy may be in danger. Cairo 7 reports that Everett police cruisers were seen stationed outside the apartment building with crime scene tape cordoning off the courtyard. Officers were also seen processing evidence inside an apartment. Oh, Jesus.
Here,
Oh,
I just sent you his actual face picture. If you want to put it up real quick,
God. Okay, let me go
over
grab it.
there. This is just minimized to his face.
I can't with these kids, man. Why
Yeah.
can't people just be good humans?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. Oh, God.
I don't know.
Mm. Okay, hold on. I'm getting ready
Mm-mm-mm.
to share it.
You're good.
There we go. This is what he looks like.
Good going on the Sebastian Roger case. Yeah. Oh baby.
Oh. Um,
I'm gonna follow that. So if we get anything breaking on it, I'll get an alert on it.
Yeah. That breaks my heart. Well, I hope he's found safe.
I hope he's found. Yeah. So don't get me
Um,
going on the Sebastian and Rogers case.
yeah, I know. I know. I got all kinds of thoughts and feelings about that. Okay. Okay. So, um, yeah, Everett, Washington. Um, let me get the
Do you want the? Oh wow.
yeah, can we get the like the actual poster?
Yeah, here I got the poster.
Okay.
Here, I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
send you the link. Um, yeah, I got his actual. There you go.
Thank you, baby.
Mhm.
Mm,
No, they're calling him an
okay.
endangered and missing person, at risk or missing.
All right, let me share this tab. Here we go. Um, let me make it bigger. Yeah, it won't let me.
I can have it.
So, but it says Washington State Patrol, endangered missing person at risk missing, Ariel Garcia. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. It's probably Ariel. I don't know how to say that. 4 years old, 3'1", 37 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. If seen, call 911. Um, and then it says last seen wearing unknown. So they don't even know what he was last seen wearing. Oh, all right.
Now I'm following that local news. So, and I've got it set for alerts.
Yeah, I'm going to go over here and see if I can put in um, hashtag. Okay. Um, looks like his hashtag is up. So, um, I mean, people are using it. So that's good.
That's good.
Or they're starting to. Um, all right. Oh, wow. Kel just got a neighborhood ring alert for him being missing. What?
Oh wow.
What is a neighborhood ring alert?
So, um,
Like if
uh,
you're in such a so many whatever vicinity?
yeah, or if you're set up, like if you have or have a Ring account, like the Ring doorbell accounts, you can set up um, uh, alerts for certain things in a certain span of distance. I have one.
Oh, okay.
And she said it. No, it was actually someone else, a 15-year-old man.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Still.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get back to this, but you guys, if you have social media, go whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you think you can get the word out. Just use the hashtag Ariel Garcia. Um,
Jenny, is it okay if I put that news link into chat? That way people can see that.
yes,
Okay, I'm gonna copy it. And
Ariel Garcia. Um, maybe look up the hashtag, or once she puts the link in the chat, then you can click on that and go grab the picture and post it. Or if you see it on social media already, then go share it.
that's the link on Twitter, guys. That'll bring you to this his missing person poster.
Oh, Lord, please let him be okay. 4 years old. I love that baby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to jump out of this. We're going to get back to the topic. But I'm going to keep my ears and eyes open
Yeah.
for any news. And when we get done with this, I might start another stream. And because it looks like there are some news clips and stuff going on too. So maybe we'll be able to get some live information in a little bit. Okay.
Yep.
All
You
right.
got me for 45 minutes.
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
Yes.
All right. We're going to head back over here to the Daybell
Daybell.
P-Pill. P-Pill. P-Pill.
Yes.
Um, all right. January 25, 2020. Authorities served Lori Vallow Daybell an order requiring her to produce her children. That kind of doesn't happen. Kind of doesn't happen. She's like,
Mm-mm.
meh. This is kind of when the whole rigmarole, I think, happens. When she's like telling cops, oh, well, my friend Melanie had them, and then the grandparents had them, and I don't know where they're at. And
Everything's fine. Everybody's
yeah,
fine. They're all fine.
yeah. I think she even said, oh, my friend Melanie took them to the movies.
No.
Yeah. Here's a smug picture of her. It says Lori Vallow Daybell was arrested in Hawaii on February 20th, 2020. 2 weeks later, she was extradited to Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a photo of her. This is from the Kauai Police Department.
Mm-hmm.
Don't she
That's
just look
before she had to
sad?
use Kool-Aid to make her lipstick.
Uh-huh. But don't she look all sun-kissed and her hair's all fixed pretty and ugh.
She had real lipstick on.
Mm-hmm. So after failing to comply, Lori Vallow Daybell was arrested in Hawaii. 2 weeks later, she was extradited to Idaho. So there's actually footage. There's actually body cam footage of her and Chad. Um, wait, no, was that when they served them the papers?
No,
That
no,
was
no,
when
no,
they
no.
served them the
Oh,
papers,
was it the
wasn't it?
paper? Yeah. Yeah, that's when they served them papers. And then it
When
was a
there was like,
journalist trying to follow them, I believe is what it
yeah,
was, like
yeah, that was
TMZ or
Brian.
somebody.
That journalist was
Oh,
Brian
Brian
Hinton.
Enton. That's right. That was
Mm-hmm.
him.
Mm-hmm. From East Idaho News.
Yes.
No, not
Was
Brian
it?
Hinton. It was Nate Eaton.
Nate
Sorry.
Eaton. I was going to say Brian Enton.
Yeah, it wasn't Brian Hinton. It was Nate Eaton
Nate
from
Eaton.
East Idaho News.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting my newscasters confused.
Well, Brian Enton and Nate Eaton, they sound a lot alike.
They do.
Um, so June the 9th, okay, we're going about what? February, March, April, May, June, 4 months later.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. We have this large and in charge. Look at all these crews there, man.
They're massive.
Let me open this image in a new tab so we can, let me show you this. Just look at that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, look at that. So that's the farm that it's not really a farm, but it's kind of in a, I mean, he's got a little bit of property there, some like outbuildings and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Um,
Um, so I hate interrupting,
mhm.
but Lee wanted to let you know that Lenore said to say hugs back. She asked me to make sure that you could see this, so I posted it a second time.
Oh, hugs back again. Another hug. I'm a huggy person. I'm a
Sorry.
huggy person. Thank you. Thank you. That was a good interruption. Thank you, Lenore. Thank you, Lee and JB.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But look at all the cars lined up and down the road here, right? You got all these vehicles. Um, and then out here, hold on, here, okay, this is where, okay, the house is right here. Can you see my cursor moving?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I hope everybody else can.
Here's the house. This is where the house is, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then this little section back here is like an add-on to the back of their house.
Yeah.
So this is their backyard. This is their back farm, like buildings, okay? They've got these like buildings back here. Um, and then you have this is the driveway. I don't know if there's a driveway from the front as well or not, but I
I
can't
think there might
remember.
just be a sidewalk. Once I get the actual address from the indictment,
Mhm.
then I can actually pull it up on Google Earth and send you an
Okay.
image.
Um So, but back here you have the people, okay? And this is where they're like I made it even bigger, okay? So you can see they've got a hole dug right here. And you got all these people out here. So this right here, where circling right here is a fire pit. Okay, there's a fire pit right there, I believe.
Yeah, and it was a pre-existing fire pit as well. This is not just one that just popped up overnight. They
Yeah,
had
this
had
is
this for some time.
yeah. And there's like a pet there. They've got like a pet cemetery out here. This is where they
By a
like
tree.
put their pets. Yeah. Over here
I thought it was by a
or over
tree.
here?
I could have sworn the pet cemetery was by a tree. I don't know
Okay.
which tree, but I didn't know it was by a tree.
Well, there's a tree right here where I'm hovering. But this area here is where Tylee was found. And then JJ was found over here by this fence in this area around this tree where this backhoe is right here. But this is where JJ was found. And over here is where Tylee was found. Okay. All right. So let me go back and share this tab now. So it's the FBI, Rexburg PD, and Fremont County Sheriff's Office descend upon the Chad Daybell's home and property in search of the missing children. Um, Even after Valo Daybell's arrest, the couple refused to say where the children were. On June 9th, 2020, the FBI, Rexburg Police, and Fremont County Sheriff's Office descended upon Chad's home and property. Authorities dug in areas of the backyard where Alex Cox's cell phone had pinged in September of 2019. Tragically, they uncovered human remains buried in shallow graves. JJ had been buried under a tree, and about 50 yards away, investigators found Tylee's grave in the Daybell's pet cemetery.
Yeah.
Prosecutors believe she was buried in the same location Chad Daybell referenced when he texted Tammy 9 months earlier, saying he was burying a raccoon.
I
Hmm.
found you an image, Jenny,
Okay.
that will show you which tree I'm talking about and two areas where the kids were.
Okay.
You can see it by the blue tints. It didn't show anything graphic.
Okay, good. Let me open it.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that.
Okay. So this is the image. This is where here is where Tylee's found in this area. And
Right,
then
right. And then JJ was found.
right here.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You got to scroll down. You can't see the bottom part of the picture. There you go.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah. So it's the big tree is where JJ was.
Yeah. God love it. Oh, thank you for sending that.
It's just clarification. That's all.
Hold on. Let me. Investigators dug up part of the pet cemetery and found no raccoon, obviously. But Daybell's family told 48 Hours there was a second pet cemetery on the property that was not searched. Chad Daybell was arrested. So here's the goofy thing. One goofy thing about what, like, they would have found the kids anyway, but when they, like, pounced upon his house to
Yeah.
search, um, they let him go sit in his car, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was sitting in his car on the phone with Lori. Lori was in jail,
Yep.
and they're on a phone call, and you can hear their call where she's like, "Everything okay?" And he's like, "The police are here. They're searching." And she's like, "Okay." And he's like, "If I don't get to talk to you again, I love you."
Yeah. He's trying to send all the things, y'all.
Yeah,
It's horrible. So
but
horrible.
the yeah, they're talking about lawyers and all that kind of stuff, but the whole time that he's on the phone, there's a cop standing there watching him, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One of the
And
investigators.
there he keeps the idiot keeps staring in one spot.
He
And the
keeps
spot
looking back,
yeah, he
looking
keeps
back and
looking
looking
back.
back.
And they're like, "Well, where's he looking back to? And why is he looking back?" And they was like the goofy thing was looking back exactly where, the kids were. And so he gave himself away, but it's
Yeah.
not like
He
they
said,
wouldn't have found him anyway, but
in fact, the investigator, I remember this in Lori's trial, was that was one reason why they even looked back there was because Chad kept looking back there. And he
mhm,
informed some of the investigators to go and look in that area.
mhm.
So he gave himself away. He gave it all up, even right there. And as soon as they went back there, y'all wouldn't even believe what happened.
Ugh.
As soon as they went back in that area, y'all wouldn't believe what happened. I don't know if it's going to be brought up, but yeah. If it don't get brought up, I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty funny.
Mhm.
Let's just say he thinks he's sly.
I'm telling you.
Okay, Chad's arrested. Um, I don't think it says anything. You might as well go ahead and tell it.
He tries to take off running, y'all.
He does.
He takes off running in his car, like zooms it out of the driveway.
Like a bat out of you know where.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Hades business. Yeah, like he tries taking off. He's arrested like within no time flat because there's like 50 freaking cops at his house already. So
Mm-hmm.
they're already there anyways. So if he once he takes off, they're like right on his tail.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Mm-mm. It was pretty funny.
It was. It was.
Um, Hold on, let me get caught up here. He is a dumb butt, Steph. I mean, really? Like, I don't remember how far it was before they got him. He didn't make it.
I don't think he made it off his road. If he did, it was like the next road.
Right. I mean, that he didn't make it. He would have been better off running by foot, to be honest. But anyway. Um, June 2020, authorities later confirmed that they identified the remains as JJ and Tylee. A memorial was built along the Daybell's fence to honor the victims. Um, I don't know. For me, I would have never. I would have no. Mm-mm. I don't know who put the memorial there, but I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have.
I
I
think
mean,
the
I don't
reason
want to
why
say
they did it is because it was the last ground that they were on. But
right, and I understand that, but at the same time, I'm like, I
mm-mm.
wouldn't give that Daybell property an inch more of what they'd already taken from them babies.
Actually, when Lori's trial was going on, I seen somebody go out there, and it's not on the Daybell property anymore. It's the property adjacent from
Mm.
them, and there's still some stuff out there, or there was.
Oh wow, okay. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yep. That's when they knew they had him. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
May 2021, Chad Daybell and Lori Daybell were charged with first degree murder for the deaths of JJ and Tylee. Daybell was also charged with murdering his first wife, Tammy. June 2021, Chad Daybell's in court. Do you want to get the indictment out?
Yeah.
Why don't you? Do you want to see and try if you can share that from your end? If it will let you
Oh,
click present and share it?
I don't know if it will. I mean, I have the present button, but I don't know what I'm going to present. Oh, I'm scared.
If you don't want to, don't worry about it. We'll practice that later
Uh,
because I don't want you to accidentally share something you don't want to share. You know what I mean? Because you can
well,
easily do that. It's sometimes you got to watch it, but
yeah, we might want to do that later when I don't have so much on my screen.
okay. Sounds good. Sounds
But I
good.
can
We'll
send you the link.
okay. Send me the link and we'll do that. And Steph says, make sure any inappropriate tabs are closed. Please and thank you. Please and thank you.
Right. Like I said, we'll try that another day when I don't have some. Like, I got my email up, I got
Yeah.
the school
Yeah.
stuff,
Uh-huh. I know. I know.
that kind of stuff. I don't want to. I got to
Yeah.
save passwords and stuff before I close out those things.
Yeah. I get you.
All right, let's see. There.
Take till they understand.
All right, I sent it in our chat,
I got it.
and I think that should take you straight to the indictment.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I've got it.
It's only 11 pages.
Only?
Only.
All right, let me make sure. Okay, share this tab here. So this is the indictment. What, baby? Um, Chad, and his middle name is Guy, Guy. That makes
Yeah.
me just want to vomit. Ugh, ugh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
ugh.
Yeah.
Chad Guy Daybell and Lori Noreen Vallow are accused. Noreen is her middle name, I guess. Accused
Mm-hmm.
by the grand jury of Fremont County by this indictment as follows. Do you want to read that?
I can read some of it, yeah.
Okay. I know you don't have much time left, but
Yeah.
just let me know when you don't have when you know need to jet and we'll be good.
Yep. Okay. Count one, conspiracy to commit first degree murder and grand theft by deception. A felony. Idaho, Idaho codes, blah, 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 blah. The defendants, Chad, I'm just going to say Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow,
Okay.
uh, and Alex Cox, deceased, and other co conspirators, both known and unknown, on or between the dates of October 26, 2018, and continuing until January 15, 2020, in the county of Madison, state of Idaho, and elsewhere, including Fairmont County, Idaho, as part of a continuing criminal transaction of common scheme or plan in Madison and Fremont County, Idaho, where did willfully and knowingly combine, conspire, confederate, and agreed to commit murder in the first degree of Tylee Ryan and listen, Tylee Ryan, and commit grand theft by deception. Overt acts in furtherance of the conspiracy to commit murder in the first degree of Tylee Ryan and grand theft by deception, and to effect the objective. Therefore, one or more of the following overt acts were committed by one or more of the subjects of the conspiracy as part of a continuing criminal transaction and common scheme or plan within Madison and Fremont counties or elsewhere in the state of Idaho. 1. On or between October 26, 2018 and June 9, 2020, Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow did endorse and espouse religious beliefs for the purpose of encouraging or justifying the homicide of Tylee Ryan. 2. On or about August 16, 2019, Lori Vallow did change the deposit of Tylee Ryan's Social Security benefits from Tylee Ryan's JP Morgan Chase account to deposit money directly into Lori Vallow's personal BBVA bank account. 3. On or about September 1st, 2019, Lori Vallow did move from Chandler, Arizona to Rexburg, Idaho with Alex Cox, Tylee Ryan, and Joshua Baxon Vallow. Herein, Hereinafter JJ Vallow. 4. On or about September 8, 2019, Chad Daybell Googled SSW Wind and visited a website entitled What is the Definition of SSW Wind Direction? 5. On or about September 9th, 2019, Alex Cox did go to 565 Pioneer Road, Apartments 175, Rexburg, Idaho. 6. On or between September 9th, 2019 and February 1st, 2020, Lori Vallow failed or refused to contact the Social Security Administration as required by law to inform the Social Security Administration of Tylee Ryan's death. 7. On or between September 25th, 2019 and January 22nd, 2020, Lori Vallow did wrongfully continue to collect 5 monthly Social Security survivor benefits on behalf of Tylee Ryan. Count 2, first degree murder, a felony, Idaho Code, blah, 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 blah. The defendant, Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow, on or between the 8th and 9th of September 2019 in the county of Madison, state of Ohio, as part of a common scheme or plan or continuous criminal transaction between Madison and Fremont counties in Idaho, were concerned in the commission of first-degree murder and did aid and abet in its commission, or not being present, advised and encouraged its commission, or by command compelled another to commit crimes and did so with malice and aforethought, and did so willingly, deliberately, and with premeditation, in the results of a death of a human being, to wit, did either kill Tylee Ryan or assist in killing of Tylee Ryan, and or did encourage the killing of Tylee Ryan, and or did commit another to kill Tylee Ryan in violation of Idaho Code, blah, 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 blah. Count 3, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder and grand theft by deception. The defendants, Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow and Alex Cox, deceased, and other co-conspirators, both known and unknown, on or between the dates of October 26th, 2018 and continued until January 15th, 2020 in the counties of Madison, state of Ohio, and elsewhere, including Fremont County, Idaho, as part of a continuing criminal transaction and common scheme or plan in Madison and Fremont counties. Idaho did willingly and knowledgeably combine, conspire, confide, and agree to commit murder in the first degree of Joshua Jackson Vallow, hereinafter J.J. Vallow, and to commit grand theft by deception. Scroll up. Overall acts. In furtherance of the conspiracy to commit murder in the first degree of J.J. Vallow and grand theft by deception, and to effect the objects thereof, one or more of the following overt acts were committed by one or more of the subjects in the conspiracy as part of a continuous criminal transaction, a common scheme or plan within Madison and Fremont counties or elsewhere in the state of Idaho. 1. On or between October 26, 2018 and June 9, 2020, Chad and Lori Vallow did endorse and teach religious beliefs in the purpose of justifying the homicide of J.J. Vallow. 2. On or about September 1st, 2019, Lori Vallow did move from Chandler, Arizona to Rexburg, Idaho with Alex Cox, Tylee Ryan, and Joshua Jackson Vallow. 3. On or about September 23rd, 2019, Alex Cox did take possession of J.J. Vallow. 4. On or about November 26, 2019, Lori Vallow provided a false or misleading physical location of J.J. Vallow to law enforcement during a lawful investigation. 5. On or between September 23, 2019 and February 1st, 2020, Lori Vallow failed or refused to contact the Social Security Administration as required by law to inform the Social Security Administration of J.J. Vallow's death. Scroll up. 6. On or between the date of September 9th, 2019 and February 1st, 2020, Lori Vallow did wrongfully continue to collect 4 Social Security survivor benefits on behalf of J.J. Vallow and 4 monthly Social Security checks, child and care payments. Count 4, first degree murder in a felony Idaho code, blah, blah, blah. The defendants, Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow, on or between the 22nd and 23rd of September 2019 in the county of Madison, state of Ohio, and as part of a common scheme or plan or continuing criminal transaction between Madison and Fremont counties in Idaho, were concerned in the commission of the first-degree murder and did aid and abet in its commission, or not being present, advised and encouraged its commission, or by command compel another to commit the crime, and did so with malice and forethought, and did so willfully, deliberately, and with premeditation, which resulted in the death of a human being, to wit, did either kill J.J. Vallow or assist in the killing of J.J. Vallow and or did encourage the killing of J.J. Vallow and or did command another to kill J.J. Vallow in violation of Idaho Code Section blah, 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 blah. Count 5. Conspiracy to commit first-degree murder.
You need a break or anything?
Sure.
I mean, if you're good, you're good.
Let me finish this page.
Okay.
That the defendants Chad Daybell, Lori Vallow, and Alex Cox, deceased on or about October 1st, 2018, through January 15th, 2020, in the county of Fremont, state of Ohio, and elsewhere, including Madison County, and as part of a continuing transaction and common scheme or plan in Fremont counties, Idaho, did willfully and knowingly combine, conspire, and agree to commit murder in the first degree of Tammy Daybell, did combine or conspire or commit murder in one or more of such persons, did an act to affect the object of the combined or conspiracy.
Okay.
You can read.
Okay. How much longer do you have before you got to bounce?
See, I'm trying to add. I can't do girl math today. About 14 minutes. Like, that's my last of what I got. So about 14 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, do you want to catch up on the comments in the chat real quick while I run and do a potty break before you leave?
Sure.
I was going to do it a while ago, but I was like, oh, I don't want to miss these count. I didn't want to miss these
You're good.
readings. So.
I was trying to read fast too.
You did a good job. You did a good job.
Yeah. All right, let me go back.
Margaret's on here going ham about how he looks like he's sucking a lemon and
right.
some butt sucking a lemon and all the things. But I got a wee wee, so I will
You're
be
good.
right back.
Margaret, that's funny. He looks like a dumb butt sucking a lemon. That's true though, for reals. His face does look like he's kind of sucking a lemon all the time. Especially if you look at any of his most recent court stuff. Like, dude, relax. Well, not really, because, yeah. Steph said she was laying in bed and resting and listening, so she's sure she'll be knocked out soon. Yeah, that Chad guy. I can't wait for him to go, because he's still going to also be faced with the Tylee's and JJ's as well as Tammy's. And I believe he's going to be part of the deception scheme for the Social Security Administration. I think I'll have to look it up, double check. But I don't know about the Arizona case. I know that he's for sure facing these. So, and to give y'all a heads up, in Lori's trial, which has already taken place in there in Idaho, it was a lot of well, Chad did this and Chad did that and Chad did this and Chad did that. And supposedly they forced a lot of Chad coerced her into doing certain things, but you know, of course, that was Lori's defense, not necessarily coming from the state. Um, yeah, I can't stand him either. Margaret, nope, nope, I can't stand him either. Or Lori, yeah, no, I can't believe she got that life without parole. Like she should have got something else, in my opinion, my personal opinion. So, just me. But they gave her that, so you know.
Lay down, Poppy.
But I do know that the death penalty is on the table for Chad.
I'm back.
Oh, hello,
Hello.
hello,
Hello, Governor.
hello, Governor.
Hello, Governor. My child, man, she's killing me. Her and Poppy are fighting. Dale's
Um,
in there passed out. I was hollering because she was hollering at me left and right. And I texted Dale, I'm like, can you see what she wants?
mm-hmm.
Seriously?
Nah.
And I look down the hallway. He's passed slick out and in my chair asleep. And then I
Uh-huh.
go in there in the kitchen and I see he's made breakfast for lunch when he got home. There's like warm biscuits in there. No God's wonder he's in there past slick out. He got his belly full.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. 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 See, that's
So,
my whole meme I sent last week. Right
uh,
there. It's the whole meme. The not the mama. The
uh-huh.
not the mama. The not the mama's passed out.
Margaret says, seriously, I can't stand him with that smiling, dippy monster of a wife of his.
Mm-hmm.
She's, ugh.
Did you hear that during her trial, how it was presumed that she was wearing lipstick and everybody's wondering how in the world she was getting that?
Mm-hmm,
And how it actually came out that she was using Kool-Aid to stain her
mm-hmm,
lips? Yeah.
mm-hmm.
That's why I said it's
Yep,
Kool-Aid making lipstick right there.
yep, she sure did. I heard that. I heard that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, disgusting, disgusting.
Let me tell you.
Okay, I'll continue reading for you.
Okay.
Let me go find it. Let me get a drink of coffee, and then we'll go. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm,
Yep.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Page 6, overall acts is where I left off at.
Okay. In furtherance of the
Or are they?
conspiracy, did you read that already?
Nope, not that one.
In furtherance of the conspiracy to commit murder in the first degree of Tammy Daybell, and to effect the objects thereof, one or more of the following overt acts were committed by one or more of the subjects of the conspiracy as part of a continuing criminal transaction and common scheme or plan with Madison and Fremont counties, within Madison and Fremont counties, or elsewhere in the state of Idaho. One on or about or between the dates of October 26, 2018 and June 9, 2020, Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow did encourage and espouse religious beliefs for the purpose of justifying and or encouraging the homicide of Tammy Daybell. On or about September 1, 2019, Lori Vallow did move to Rexburg, Idaho with Alex Cox, Tylee Ryan, and Joshua Jackson, JJ Vallow. Number 3, text messages between Chad and Lori regarding death percentages for Tammy and JJ in messages on July 30th, 2019. Death percentages, what's that mean?
That was their ranking.
Okay. They're like light and dark.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't know they called them death percentages though.
Well, it was better than them trying to put it in like a death ranking, I guess,
Okay.
because it was a ranking on the scale, and once you meet a certain point on that scale, then
You had to
it was
die.
yeah.
Yeah. Number 4, Chad Daybell obtained a burner phone on September 18, 2019. Ooh. Number 5, Alex Cox obtained a burner phone on October 9th, 2019. Number 6, text messages between Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow about Tammy Daybell being in limbo and Tammy being possessed by a spirit named Viola.
Mm-hmm.
Limbo being the state between light and dark, I guess.
Yeah.
Number 7, September 8th, 2019, Chad Daybell signed application along with Tammy Daybell to increase her life map insurance to the maximum allowed under her policy.
Yep.
Number 8, Alex Cox attempted to shoot Tammy Daybell on October 9th, 2019. Number 9, Alex Cox conducted multiple internet searches between the dates of October 8th, 2019 and October 12th, 2019, including searches related to Grendel Drop and shooting through a Dodge Dakota. I forget what the Grendel Drop is. Is that like some kind of a chokehold or something? I don't know what that is. Number 10, Alex going to a gun range in the months before October 9th, 2019, when the attempted shooting of Tammy Daybell takes place. I want to look and see what the Grendel Drop is. Spins. Spin says Kool-Aid to stain her lips. Laugh out loud. What a weird spot to come back in.
Jenny.
Yeah.
I gotta go make a phone call.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm probably gonna talk down now.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
I don't know, Margaret. Stupid book gave you nightmares. So Spins, Lori was using Kool-Aid in jail as lipstick to stain her lips. Yeah. I'm not sure what the Grendel Drop is. If somebody happens to find that, if you happen to Google it, just put it in the chat. I'm sure somebody's already on that right now. Somebody's already doing it. Let me see. Number 11, Alex traveled from Sportsman's Warehouse to the vicinity of the Daybell residence on October 9, 2019. And then number 12, Alex was in the church parking lot approximately 2.5 miles from the Daybell residence on the night of October 18, 2019. So there you go. Let me just do a real quick update on this little 4-year-old boy. Okay. Count 6, first-degree murder. That the defendant, Chad Daybell, on or about October 18 or 19, 2019, in the county of Fremont, state of Idaho, was concerned in the commission of a first-degree murder and did aid and abet in its commission or not being present, advised and encouraged its commission, or by command compelled another to commit the crime and did so with malice aforethought and did so willfully, deliberately, and with premeditation, which resulted in the death of a human being, to wit, did either kill Tammy Daybell and or assist in the killing of Tammy Daybell and or did encourage the killing of Tammy Daybell and or did command another to kill Tammy Daybell. Count 7, that the defendant, Lori Vallow, on or between the dates of October 1, 2019 and January 22, 2020, in the county of Madison, state of Idaho, did as a common scheme or plan or continuing criminal transaction between Madison and Fremont counties, Idaho, by deceit and with the intent to deprive another of property or to appropriate the same to herself or to a third person, wrongfully take, obtain, or withhold, or aid and abet another to take, obtain, or withhold the property of another, to wit, Social Security survivor benefits allocated for Tylee Ryan and J.J. Vallow, and Social Security child and care benefits allocated for Lori Vallow, in an amount exceeding $1,000, which said funds Lori Vallow was not entitled, and which did not belong, and which did belong to the government of the United States of America. This print out of this PDF is like very faded. It's hard to read too. Count 8, it looks like, that the defendant, Chad Daybell, on or about October 19th, 2019 through October 30th, 2019, in the county of Madison, state of Idaho, did with the intent to defraud or deceive an insurer for the purpose of obtaining any money or benefit presented or caused to be presented to an insurer or other person a statement as part of or in support of a claim for payment or benefit, knowing that such statement contained false, incomplete, or misleading information concerning any fact or thing material to such claim, to wit, did present and or cause to be presented an insurance beneficiary form to LifeMap Assurance Company in violation of Idaho Code section blah blah blah. Count 9, that the defendant, Chad Daybell, on or about October 19th through October 31st, 2019, in the county of Madison or Fremont County, state of Idaho, did with the intent to defraud or deceive an insurer for the purpose of obtaining any money or benefit present or caused to be presented to an insurer or other person a statement as part of or in support of a claim for payment or benefit, knowing that such statement contained false, incomplete, or misleading information concerning any fact or thing material to such claim, to wit, did present and or cause, to be presented as a claimant statement to Prime America Life Insurance Company in violation of Idaho Code, blah, blah, blah. This is presented in open court 24th day of May, 2021. And then there's a witness list. Zulema, that was her name. Zulema is the one who was married to her brother, Alex. I knew her name was a funky name. I'd never heard of that name before. It's kind of pretty. Zulema Pastines or something like that. So, spins. I do not say blah, blah, blah. Okay, good to know. Margaret says Kool-Aid for lipstick or she's a dumb butt. Okay, she's a dumb butt too. She is, right? She's just so narcissistic and so vain that she's like, okay, fine. If I can't have lipstick, I'm just going to use cherry Kool-Aid as my lipstick. And Margaret's reading, it's a type of barrel on a gun, an automatic weapon type. Okay. Good to know. A Grendel drop, I think is what they said. Good to know. Good to know. Good to know. Good to know. All right, let's get back over here. June 2021, Chad Daybell in court. Chad pleads not guilty to all charges in June 2021. June 2021, Lori Vallow's Daybell case is on hold. Oh, look at her. She looks so pretty in orange and her bleach blonde hair. In June 2021, Lori Vallow Daybell was also charged with conspiring to murder Charles Vallow. That same month, a judge ruled Lori incompetent to stand trial while she receives mental health treatment. It says Lori Vallow Daybell was also charged with conspiring to murder Charles Vallow. That same month, a judge ruled Lori incompetent to stand trial while she received mental health treatment. She had not yet entered a plea. Her case was on hold. Okay. And then August 2021, awaiting trial. Here's Chad Daybell. Look at that face. A face only a mother could love, right? With his attorney, John Pryor. Hold on just a second. Let me go. Okay. Prosecutors announced that they will seek the death penalty against Chad Daybell. Daybell is jailed and awaiting trial. Lemons, right, Margaret? Oh my God. Margaret said, all I can think of is when she was doing her stupid hula on the beach, knowing where those two children were makes me ill, right? Didn't she just look so happy and carefree when they were in Hawaii? He looks like he ate a whole lemon tree. I know, his face is all like, I mean, look at his face. Look at that. Hold on, let's open this up. Let me share this tab here. Look at that face. Look at that face. Look at that. Ugh. Ugh. Gross. Okay. Now, let's see. Prosecutors announced they will seek the death penalty against Chad Daybell. In September 21, these are his children. Chad Daybell's children, clockwise from top left. Mark Daybell, Leah Murphy, Seth Daybell, Garth Daybell, and Emma Murray. So Garth, this is the one that I think was home with his dad when they called 911 for Tammy. Chad and Tammy Daybell's children speaking publicly for the first time together. They told 48 Hours they believe their father is innocent. Daybell's daughter, Emma, says she believes Chad was framed by Alex Cox and Lori Vallow Daybell. They're brainwashed. Completely. Yeah, I know, right? His lawyer looks so happy to be there. They both have wicked looks about them. You mean to tell me those young people didn't know what was going on his property? Margaret, I really don't know. I mean, So I think the only ones that were actually home, that were actually living at home at that time were, was maybe Garth. I feel like the others were already gone, like out of the home. So, but I'm not positive. On April 11th, 2022, Lori Vallow Daybell fit to stand trial. It says Judge Stephen Boyce ruled Lori Vallow Daybell is now mentally competent to stand trial in the Idaho murder case. He did not provide other details about her treatment or mental condition. She's scheduled to be formally arraigned in court next week, and both Lori and Chad are set to stand trial together early next year. Okay. So, they split them up. Okay. They don't have their trials together. April 19th, judge enters plea on Lori's behalf. Lori Vallow Daybell refused to enter a plea to murder and other charges, prompting Judge Stephen Boyce to enter a not guilty plea on her behalf. Vallow Daybell and her husband, Chad, were both at the courthouse in the eastern um, hold on just a second, guys. Let me take a quick break. Just a quick break. I'm going to mute my mic for just a quick second. Okay. Praying folks. You guys, JB had to drop out early. She normally goes to pick her kiddo up from school, but she's having trouble with Papa, her dad. For those of you that don't know, she's a caretaker for her dad, and he was just out of the hospital a few weeks ago. But he's struggling with some blood pressure issues, and he's not been well. She just had to call 911 for him. So send all your prayers out, folks. Send all your prayers out for her dad and for her. That's nerve wracking. I can just imagine. I can imagine how scary that's got to be. Being a caretaker is no joke. Let me just say that. That is no joke. And, JB struggles because she's the only caretaker for her dad, right now, besides any home health care that she gets for him. And that's not very much. So, definitely not easy, right? I know. Definitely not easy. But he has a lot of issues with his kidneys, and he's just got a lot of health issues, and the blood pressure issue is super scary for them. So send in your prayers, JB, ma'am. We love you. Tell Papa to straighten up, and we hope he gets to feeling better soon. But keep us updated. Okay, let's look. Where was I at here? Vallow Daybell and her husband Chad were both at the courthouse in the eastern Idaho town of St. Anthony for court proceedings. Vallow Daybell for an arraignment that was delayed for months while she underwent treatment at a mental health facility, and Chad for a hearing over the trial venue. On May 4th, 2022, Lori Vallow could face the death penalty. It says Lori will qualify for capital punishment if she is convicted at her trial later this year because the slayings were exceptionally depraved and carried out for financial gain, according to court documents filed by prosecuting attorneys from Fremont and Madison counties on May 2nd. Look at that face. My goodness, I can't with these faces that these people make. I can't with these guys. In August of 2022, Lori's attorney seeks change in the charges. I think this is where she's got Kool-Aid on her lips. Attorneys for Lori Daybell asked a judge to send the case back to a grand jury because they say that the conspiracy charges are oddly constructed and could confuse a jury. Daybell and her husband, Chad, have pleaded not guilty to murder, conspiracy, and grand theft charges in connection with the deaths of 7-year-old JJ and 17-year-old Tylee. On September 23rd of 2022, cameras are to be banned from the courtroom. So Judge Stephen Boyce has banned cameras from the courtroom in the criminal case of Lori Vallow and Chad, saying he fears the images could prevent a fair trial. The Idaho judge said news organizations will no longer be able to shoot still photography or videos inside the courtroom. January 7th, 2023, says Lori Vallow Daybell and Chad Daybell not allowed to meet face to face. Judge Stephen Boyce rejected a request from Lori's attorneys that she and her husband be allowed to meet in person and on the phone to discuss strategies and settlement options. Attorneys for Vallow Daybell and Chad Daybell presented several requests during a motion hearing, including that the trial be delayed until 2024, a request from Chad's attorneys, and that the death penalty be taken off the table was a request from Lori's attorneys. March 23, 2 trials to be held. So this is where they split them up because they were going to be held together. But then they decide to split them up. Here, it says Judge Stephen Boyce granted a motion by Chad's attorneys to sever the trials, meaning separate trials will be held. Lori's trial is scheduled to start on April 3rd, and Chad's has not yet been scheduled. Now, this was last year, okay? This was last year. At this current moment, today, her trial has already happened. Chad's is getting ready to happen April 1 of 2024. So, March 21st of 2023, Lori's death penalty is taken off the table pretty much. Prosecutors were seeking the death penalty for both defendants, but Lori's attorneys said it should be taken off the table in her case because they will not have time to fully review a large amount of evidence that was turned over in recent weeks. During a hearing, Judge Stephen Boyce agreed. He noted that Daybell has not waived that Vallow Daybell has not waived her right to a speedy trial, so the proceeding could not be rescheduled to give her defense team ample time to review the evidence. The death penalty still applies to Chad's case, however. April 3rd, 2023, jury Lori Vallow Daybell's trial begins. It says, attorneys begin selecting 18 potential jurors for the trial of Lori Vallow Daybell, charged in what prosecutors say was a doomsday-focused plot. Authorities summoned 1,800 potential jurors to the courthouse in late March, requiring each of them to complete a 20-page questionnaire in hopes of winnowing out. I don't know what winnowing means. I mean, I'm assuming it means like whittling down. Anyone unable to fairly try the case. Ultimately, 12 jurors and 6 alternates are hearing the case. So, think about that. 12 jurors plus 6 alternates. So that's 18 people out of 1,800 people. Right? On April 10, the prosecution and defense in the trial of Lori Vallow Daybell made their opening arguments to a jury in Boise, Idaho. All right, May 12th, she's found guilty on all charges. Okay, so literally her trial was about a month long. Keep in mind, her trial was not televised. Remember, Judge Boyce had denied any cameras in the courtroom. However, I will share this little nugget with you here. If you are wanting to hear her trial, whittling down. Okay. So in jury selection, you winnow out the ones that won't be right for one side or the other. I've never heard of that term before. That's weird. So, Lori Vallow Daybell court audio playlist. I have a playlist here. Okay, let me know if that works for you guys in the chat. This is the link that I just put in the chat is a YouTube playlist on a CBS News's YouTube channel. They've got a playlist here of and you can scroll through and start at the beginning of like day 1 of all the audio. Okay, so you can catch all the audio. It breaks out all of the breaks, the lunches, the sidebars, all that kind of stuff. So the day is whittled down, right, Margaret? Winnowed. I don't know, but anyway, you can check that out, bookmark that. If you want to spend time listening to those day by day, between now and over the weekend before Monday, more than welcome to. It will kind of give you a lot more detail into the story behind these two. And but also keep in mind that when we watch the trial for Chad, his trial will be televised. We will be able to see it, whereas we couldn't see that with Lori's. But this time, it's the same judge. He has said that it will be televised this time. And but it's going to be a lot of repetition, probably a lot of the same witnesses, a lot of the same stories. So, but just keep that in mind. So, All right. Um, let's see. An Idaho jury found Lori Vallow Daybell, the mom charged with murder in the deaths of her two children, 16-year-old Tylee Ryan and 7-year-old JJ Vallow, guilty on all charges. Vallow Daybell, 49, was also charged with conspiracy to commit murder in the deaths of the children and the death of her husband's first wife, Tammy Daybell. She was also accused of stealing Social Security payments issued for the children. For more trial coverage, you can click on those things. But I did share with you the YouTube channel, the playlist. So definitely check that out if you're interested. In June of 2023, a trial date is set for Chad. Chad Daybell will face trial nearly a year after his wife. Judge Stephen Boyce, who is overseeing both cases, set his trial date for April 1, 2024. He, too, will be tried at the Ada County Courthouse in Boise, Idaho. Lori is sentenced. Let's see. Her sentencing, she got life without parole, the maximum penalty on the charges of murder and conspiracy to commit murder. She was also given a 10-year sentence for grand theft, as well as ordered to pay more than $50,000, including fines, a civil penalty for each of the 3 victims, and restitution. And this was something that Judge Boyce said, and I loved it. This is what he told her at the sentencing. He says, "You had so many other options. You could have gotten divorced. You could have found someone else to take care of those kids. And as the state was able to prove at trial, you chose the most evil and destructive path possible." He also says, "You justified all of this by going down a bizarre religious rabbit hole, and clearly you are still down there." Boom. Lori is arraigned in 2 separate cases. So this is talking about the next one with for her husband Charles. It says Lori was charged with conspiracy to commit murder in the 2019 death of her husband Charles Vallow, who died after police say he was shot by her brother, Alex Cox. Cox claimed he shot Vallow in self-defense. Daybell and Cox, who also died in 2019, were also accused of trying to murder her niece's husband, Brandon Boudreaux, who was shot at in 2019 while driving near his home. She also faces a charge of conspiracy to commit murder in that case. Boudreaux was unhurt in that incident, though. The court entered pleas of not guilty for Daybell on both charges. So that is it. That is it. As I said before, it's kind of a situation where we could talk about Chad only, but you don't really get, you don't really get, you can't really talk about Chad without talking about Lori, right? Because it's Lori's kids that he killed. And it was Lori that he married 2 weeks after he killed his own wife. Yeah. So this was a very quick, down and dirty trial prep for Chad Daybell. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a lot of information we threw at you, I know. A lot. But Margaret says, "I've got quite the crime cafe vocabulary now," right? You're going to say winnow in your next meeting, Margaret? Winnow, winnow, winnow. Ah. So, do you guys have any, how many of you are going to be joining us? Keep in mind, this trial starts April 1st. They're on Mountain Time. So that is Oh, thank you, Alyssa. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will check that out here momentarily. I appreciate you. Um, so that neither would forget. Thank you. I appreciate it. Um, yeah, the trial is going to be April 1. I think that they have said that they think the trial will be like 8 weeks long. I don't know. Her trial was only a month long. I don't know if his will really be 8 weeks or not, but um I know that they're on mountain time, which is 2 hours later for me. So, let's just say their court days would be Monday through Friday, say their business hours 9 to 5. That would be 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, Sherry says, I think it'll be less than 8 weeks. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, sometimes sometimes they try really hard to stick with their schedule, you know. Other times they kind of veer off course. Sometimes they go a little bit quicker than they think. Um, yes, Lauren, I'm going to be live April the 1st. Streaming the trial, assuming that they do start that April 1st date. I know that a lot of times trials will, like, say they have a start date of April the 1st. Well, jury selection is what actually starts on that first day, which can take a couple of days. But in this case, I think they've already got it. Um, I feel like they've already got it, their juries selected. So, um, yeah. The thing is it's going to be long. And I'm going to have to play it by ear because we've done trials here. You know, we've covered trials here, but never covered a trial that length. Um, and that's, that's um, a lot of hours. So I'm assuming there will be days where I'm in it, you know, from opening to closing, on from the 9 to 5 or 11 to 7, 8, 11 to 7 p.m. But then other days maybe, have to play catch up or something like that. So I don't know. I'm just going to have to play it by ear. I know also I've got um, a few days that I will be gone and won't be able to stream because I have a prior engagement going on where I won't be home in early May. So, but anyway, we will figure it out. I am super excited. I'm glad for this to be, um, excuse me, I'm glad for this to be starting. And Lori's paying her dues now for what she's done. And I'm ready for Chad to be going through and facing what he's done. So, justice can be served for those sweet kids and his wife and Charles, and they've leave a path of destruction everywhere they go. I'll tell you that much. But you guys, it has been real. I'm gonna go see what the family is doing. Husband is home. today and tomorrow from work for the long Easter weekend. So yeah, but I'll plan on being back in the morning with you guys. Hold on just a second. I got a little froggy in my throat. Let me get a drink of coffee. So yeah, I'll be back with you guys tomorrow morning. And maybe we'll do a little bit more deep diving into Chad and Lori. Maybe watch some of the body cam and interviews and listen to some audio clips and stuff like that. That might be kind of cool and interesting. But don't forget that playlist that I linked up further in the chat. If you want to check that out, let me link that one more time. Oh, thank you, Kel. I appreciate you, friend. Lori Mallow Daybell's trial. Audio only playlist. All right. There you go. But I'll be back tomorrow. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Bye.